Where's the music? Hey. Appreciate the music, Eli.
Yes,
what
sir.
up, man? Happy Friday.
How you doing, bro?
Hold on. Gotta hear that part.
There we go.
It makes me feel it. I thought we were doing a new song for 2020.
We're gonna get one. We need a new.
Yeah, we should do one.
Need a new video intro.
Anyone out there
first.
that wants their stuff on, don't send us anything.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Don't send, or you can
We ain't putting that on there.
send us shit and we'll laugh. And
No, man.
if it's good, we may entertain it.
If it's good,
That's right.
you have to send. If you send your content, you have to send a referral with it.
Yeah, I like that.
Someone that can vouch for your product.
I like it. I like it.
Happy New Year. We just had that the other day,
We did.
right?
Yeah.
New year, new decade.
Yeah, we're January 3rd right now. If you're listening to this,
we are.
in the future.
We are January 3rd. No, man, it was good. We're just gonna kind of shoot from the hip today and give a couple of comments or whatnot, and then we've got a couple of plans for this year's podcast. I don't want to like get too dialed into it. Eli actually told me not to say this stuff because he doesn't want to get like
Locked in. I'm afraid
locked
of
in.
I'm afraid
But
of commitment.
our
Yeah.
idea for the podcast for this year is just giving every month a topic.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then from that topic, we'll have like sub topics that contribute toward that overall topic,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like, I think just a new chapter with a new not only a new year, but a new decade. I think naturally people just reflect more. It's a bigger deal. I think it's just relevant if you and I just start from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So month one, which we're going to start Monday.
Yep.
It's just going to go from the beginning. So Eli's beginning, we're talking beginning of entrepreneurship, beginning from when he thought he figured out he was an entrepreneur. My beginning, I was not an entrepreneur. I was like, I mowed lawns and I made $10. Like I had that type of stuff in me, but I didn't gravitate toward entrepreneurship until a little bit later. I guess per definition of what an entrepreneur is, I think I've had a lot of those characteristics, but I don't claim it. I think you've always been that. And I think I came later on with it, and I'm okay with that. And I think it speaks to a lot of people. So we're going to kind of dive into mine, and then we're just going to, and by the beginning, it'll be, Eli's beginning, my beginning. It'll be him and I's beginning as a partnership, what that looked like with the team, where it's at now. And then that'll lead into other topics for the next months to come after that. We're not quite sure which topics we're going to have for it. We've still been on the drawing board with that and just discussing it, and not to fine tune it so it's so we're preaching. It'll still be very similar to how you and I have open discussions, and we give a thought process in addition to the content. But we definitely want some framework built out as far as 2020. We kind of want to like lead you guys through a progression naturally since we start with the beginning. We're at the beginning of the year. We do want 2020 to be progressive. So if you are following along, that it's still relevant to what you guys are doing.
Yep. And I'm excited for it because it'll let us dive deeper into topics because, leadership, you can't talk about leadership in one podcast.
Well, shit, man, leadership could be
even if it's
20 years.
Even if it's a 2-hour podcast, you're not going to cover it all. If you're talking accountability, that's not a podcast. So it's going to let us dive deeper into topics.
Well, it is. It's a podcast if you're going to be on 4 hours, I guess.
Yeah. Well, but even still, you can't cover it all in that. But by focusing on a topic per month, it's going to break it up into more digestible episodes for you guys. Yeah. And then give a topic, I think, the respect and the time it deserves for us to really go deep on a subject for us.
Yeah, and that's a good point, right? Just allowing it to have a little bit more focus within a topic. That way it's easier to follow if you're taking notes or something like that. Boy, that sounds pretentious to think that people listen to us and take notes. If you do, I'm so thankful. If this has helped anybody so far, like, I'm so thankful that it's helping you. And if it would help that we break some things up and maybe it allows us to speak more specific.
Well, and
cool.
Down the road for reference too, like there's podcasts that I'll go back to for reference when I'm at different points in my life, and it's easier when we can, if you're, let's say you're running a team now, let's say you're in a leadership position specific to running a corporate team, right? You're going to know exactly where to go within our leadership window where we cover that specific topic instead of having to scroll through 2 hours of us rambling for you to find that one time we mentioned that one thing, right?
Yeah. But a lot of things to look forward to. So I like where a lot of this is going. I like where our team is going. We got some big things coming up this year. If you guys are curious, You can go to willgrimes.com.
Hey.
Uh-oh. What's that all about?
I know.
Looks awesome. I don't know who that fucking good-looking dude is. We got a double to be my face on that website. Right. But we've got a lot of public speaking and events coming up for 2020. And obviously, if everything goes well and we get super deliberate with that and we grow over time, that could be as many as 36 for 2020. And then obviously years to come, we want to scale that and just influence as many people as we can with our message and what we're all about. And so with that being said, with the events that I'll be speaking at on stage, that also opens up consulting, one-on-one coaching. So if you want to send an email, if you want to send some details on what one-on-one coaching looks like, what consulting looks like, if you run a team or a business, or as we do our talks throughout the year, there's going to be some info on what talks are coming up and when.
Yep.
Those will all be on there.
Yep.
willgrimes.com.
Even just our old podcast episodes as well.
Podcast episodes are on there, but as that grows, that'll be a great platform for you guys to go check that out.
Absolutely.
Give us your thoughts on it, or send an email if you guys have any questions on what it looks like for you. But today, kind of reflecting on the new year, with how everything kind of went about, and all I fucking see, I'm not about to say what you think I'm about to say, but all I see on social media is like people and their resolutions, right? Or the other people saying, oh, if it means enough, if it's important enough, you shouldn't have a New Year's resolution, right? You should just wake up the next day and fucking do it. Like, dude, it's one or the other, right? Like Democrat, Republican, all guns, no guns.
Yep.
Kill Iran.
Yeah.
Why do we go that? Dude, it fucking pisses me off. For me, just so everyone is clear, not that everyone even cares what I think, but if you do,
I care, Will.
I don't have an opinion, man. Like it's never one or the other for me. There's always going to be, and this is where you have to stay in your lane. I know what people are trying to say, like, oh, everyone makes New Year's resolutions every year and they're full of shit and they never do it. Right. They never do it until they do it. But some people have quit on themselves for 10 years, and then on the 11th year, they make a New Year's resolution. It's a better resolution. It's more dialed in. It's more deliberate. They've had enough pain in their life. They're fucking fed up, and then they do it. So I do know people that have been full of shit for 10 years, and then they turn around, and then they're not, and they use New Year's to do that. I also know people a little bit more similar to myself, where you and I, man, we're constantly carving and tweaking and dialing things in throughout the year, and as an opportunity presents itself, it then becomes a goal to then accomplish that. So but with that being said, I'm also a little bit more jazzy this year because it's the end of a decade and it kind of forces you to look back on a lot. Ironically, you and I have some business endeavors that are launching right now. So they kind of went hand in hand, and I just let myself be excited for the new year. Like, doesn't mean I'm cliche now. Doesn't mean I'm going to do a New Year's resolution every year. Like, I don't have a New Year's resolution. Like, it's the business endeavors that we're doing. But if that would have come 6 months ago, I'd be doing them just like I'm doing them now. But it's also okay to just embrace, like, hey, it's New Year's. Ironically, some business endeavors are coming through at the same time, and it just allows you to kind of get double jazzed up. And again, I think the decade thing makes it a little bit more strong this year as far as that stuff. But as always, look, this is where you got to fall back and like have some integrity. Whatever works for you, allow it to work for you. Tribal tattoo, they're played out. They've been played out. However, if you like tribal tattoos, fucking get one, man. Go for it and get one and have a fucking blast with it. Same thing. Like if you've never had a goal, if you've never had a resolution and like this is the year to do it, man. Or if you've always fucked off and you every time you have a New Year's resolution, week 1 you suck, or by 1 month in you suck. Okay, well, but then this year it's different, quote unquote, and you really are in the right mindset. The only one that knows that is you. So everyone commenting on social media that like, oh, you're full of shit, like, not necessarily true. The only one that knows whether that's true or not is you. But again, like if you're jazzed up and you're ready, like have at it, man. Enjoy a New Year's resolution. I would say the only advice I would give on that is the advice I give on any goal, whether it's midway through the year, whether it's New Year's. If you have a goal or a resolution and you fuck it up, so if your resolution, like I'm going to work out 5 days a week, or okay, no sugar, and then you fuck around and have some sugar. Listen, the whole year is not over.
That's right.
You didn't fuck up like your whole life. So now like for the next 11 months, because you only lasted a month, you just have tons of sugar. Because oh fuck, I fucked it up, fuck it. And now it's just a shit show. No, like just, identify that you did it, get back on the rails, and go. Like, I don't think anyone's perfect. To think that someone could be perfect, you know, and obviously I'm shooting from the hip here. If we had specific goals or certain things in mind, like, you know, like, don't beat your significant other. Like, if that has to be a goal for you, like, terrible. But I'm being funny, but it's not a funny topic. So let me just take my words back. I'm sorry if that offended anyone. What I'm getting at is there's going to be some things, you know, that you shouldn't relapse on or that you just shouldn't do. And if those have to be goals, I get it. But yes, some things we just need to like, they should never happen. Right. But as far as sugar, making the gym 5 times a week, a certain volume goal in business, like, listen, you're not going to be perfect. I think that the ideology for me behind it is like, you're trying to seek that perfection. You're trying to dial that in the best that you can. But until you run through it and have some data to reflect on, it's really hard to be perfect because you're not really going to know like what not to do in order to achieve it until you like do something that's not necessarily the best way to approach it. Now you know, hey, now I know what not to do. So I don't know, man. I'm getting long-winded on it, but I understand what people are saying. Like, oh, you say it every year. You're full of shit. Oh, you guys are the same old people. Hey, listen to me. I also think half you motherfuckers that are making fun of people with New Year's resolutions, you're insecure, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm not that kind of person. I don't.
You
I don't
fucked up goals all year long.
Yeah,
Shut the fuck
dude,
up.
you're just man. Yeah. Like the person that like is shitting on those people. Like, nah, man. Like if you really took this serious, you would just try to be the best person you can every day.
Yep.
And by you being that guy and never publicizing to your like to social media, to your friends, to your family, like everything 100%. Just stays inside you. That's your way of like never showing how fucked up you are.
And I'm looking at you. You're 50 pounds overweight. I see your
That's
social.
not my goal, bro.
You're doing the same shit year after year after year.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Let people do their thing.
And that's the bottom line. Like, look, even if someone has fucked it up for 10 years, who knows? Maybe this year is different, man.
Yeah,
I don't know. But obviously, like, my biggest thing is like, look, if you're feeling jazzy this year, do it. If you're not, don't. Well, you know, but don't sway it because it's not popular.
Right.
Don't not publicize it on social media because you're afraid of what your friends are going to say. If you're feeling it, even now, it's a couple days after New Year's and you've had enough time to reflect and you're listening to this and you're like, yeah, fuck it. I am excited this year. I do have a goal and yeah, maybe I should publicize it. I want to talk about it, but you're afraid of what people are going to say online. Hey, let it go. Throw it out there. And then if you want, don't even reply to comments, man. Just put it out there and leave it be.
Well, it's for me, it's like, it's a natural thing for me just because of the timing of the year. You know, you have a couple weeks between Christmas and New Year. And again, our deals are kind of wrapped up. There's just a little more downtime then anyway. And for me, it's just a time of natural reflection, right? Where you're kind of looking back on the year and
the
things
ebb and flow to our business. So if this is your first podcast ever listening to us, we own a real estate company.
Yep.
You know, with that being said, within real estate, like it or not, as far as clients, whether it's investments, traditional sales and buys, you know, there's just a natural lag this time of year because people are prioritizing families and different stuff, as they should. So a lot of times, there's not as much business coming through these couple weeks. However, if you establish your business throughout the entire year, you don't necessarily need these 2 weeks to be crushed.
Right.
As far as sales, now going back to the drawing board, you and I have been strategizing a lot these past couple weeks. So we haven't been less busy. We've been different busy.
Well, and the shit that we have lined up in January was from stuff that we started working on in October and November.
100%.
Yeah.
100%, man. So again, it's kind of nice because, we get time with our family. So I do think that the nature of our job, now, some people are busier. If you drive a UPS truck, if you're in any type of like retail sales and that's your side hustle while you're growing your entrepreneurship, if you're e-commerce, no, you're rocking and rolling right now. Yeah. You can't even think straight. So your reflection might not come till mid-January. Who knows, right? Because then you got people returning a bunch of stuff from the holidays and you got to fix those. So who knows? But for you and I, from our lens, right, because it naturally slows down a bit, it does allow us to catch our breath and it just kind of like, forces you to reflect, man. You're enjoying your family. New Year's is coming up. Everybody's talking about it. You start to think about it a little bit more. And I'm okay with it. And again, it's not necessarily less busy. It's less busy with transactions per se. But just like battle, you would think that the gunfights, it's so busy. Yeah. However, prior, right? Like I'm sure post 9/11, getting ready for the invasion, like just getting to the drawing board with House of Representatives and command staff and the White House and upper echelon leadership within the military. I'm sure those whiteboard per se meetings, getting to the drawing board and figuring out like how they're going to approach that. It's just a different kind of busy.
Yep.
The prep before the storm
Yep.
is not necessarily less busy.
Right.
You might think it's dry, whatever, but just understand. But at some point, as you are scaling your business and you're growing, like, you know, the ebb and flow to things, like, you need time.
You do.
For that. You need time to assess and reflect, like, hey, what's working, what's not working. If that's the end of your year, cool. If it's not, cool, whenever that is, but you definitely need time to reflect what's working, what's not working. How do I adjust it to make sure things are working more than they're not working? And is it time to scale? Do I feel that momentum? If it is, great. What am I doing for that? You're going to have to get to the drawing board on that.
Yep.
You just have to, man.
And I think it's important to, and I'll do this periodically throughout the year, but I think it's important for you to kind of do personal life audits. You know, sit down and look at, all right, and down to like the littlest things, like, what are my hobbies? What are the groups that I'm in? And just kind of look at everything that you're doing and, you know, introspect a little bit and be like, all right, I've been playing fantasy football for 5 years now. Is that,
by the way, nobody gives a fuck if you won.
Yeah. Is that serving me, right? For what it was 5 years ago, and, you know, for what I'm putting into it, what am I getting out of it, right? Your clarinet lessons, like whatever the hell you have going on in your life, just take little audits, right? And it doesn't mean you have to cut shit out, but I definitely think that, you know, the things that we do and the people that we are, everything kind of goes through life cycles, right? And the things that served us in the past sometimes don't serve us anymore, right? So for me, New Year's is a natural time for me to do that. And one of the things, I don't even want to call it we'll call it whatever the fuck we want. But Will always jokes about like Eli smoking weed and stuff and being this little stoner, you know. And man, I've smoked pretty much since like, I don't know, 19, 20 years old. Like I didn't smoke it all through high school, but pretty consistently my entire adult life. And this was the first year. I mean, I've questioned it before, how you know, what good it was doing for me. I know it definitely helps me unwind at the end of the day, and it helps me get in the zone and be creative with certain things. However, I've never taken enough time off to where I could see, all right, what's Eli like just sober for a while? You know, what's Eli like not high for a while? I didn't know if it was serving me or not. So I'm like, hey, let me just take 2 months. Let me take 60 days or so. And
well, it might have been filling a void of like maybe not a void like you were a substance abuser. So because I know we're being serious right now. Like you're talking about like progressing as a human. So yes, I'm funny and call you pothead when I'm joking. But real talk, no, you're not a substance abuser. So let me just be clear with that. But what I'm saying is sometimes like that downtime or that high time or just, you know, like that chill and whatever you get from it, sometimes it fills like a void that maybe you don't have yet. But then once you get around the right type of business people and right friends and you're getting like a good endorphin release from the people around you, your brain and like your work ethic is getting conditioned because you're around guys that are in it, in the thick of it. Like you and I hug and say we love each other all the time. That shit's real though.
It is.
It's real.
Yeah.
And you might be getting a lot from that. Okay. And then you just don't necessarily need the marijuana anymore. Like, nah, man, like I wonder if I'm just dialed in on my own. Like I don't really need to do that anymore. I'm trying to pay attention to a couple more things and I'm dialed in and like, dude, that's what we get in the military. Maybe not everyone.
I know need it, right?
I know not everyone likes the military. I get it, but just from my lens and being attached to a cohesive unit or just fuck that, just the infantry, dude. Just being in the infantry. Yeah, man, like life sucks, but you're in it with guys. You're in it with that grind, right? And like you appreciate what they're doing, and there's some camaraderie there. There's some momentum there. And no, man, we're not on substances. Regardless of what people think, the government's not coming in, guys, and giving us fucking steroid shots to go fight war. Like,
Right.
I promise you, that would have been awesome because we didn't eat forever, and hormones would have definitely kept us anabolic and strong. That would have been amazing. No, it did not happen. Okay. But we did feed off of each other, man. And I do think that like that dopamine hit that you get from camaraderie and just the loyalty and the grind it out, like that's real.
Well,
I've been a part of that.
It's funny you mention that because I think I think about this every year. Like I don't not think about stuff, but every year where I've maybe considered, should I stop doing that for a little bit?
There's never been
It's been a fat hell no. I ain't stopping that. Like clear as day, hell no.
Or like if
I'm
somebody
good.
asks you that, like you ask yourself, should I stop smoking? You literally ask yourself, are you high? Yeah, I am high. Why would I ask myself that?
Yeah. Well, and I've always also been really good about not letting it interfere with work. I don't do it during the day. I don't do it when I wake up. There was a period of time when I did do it, but ever since I've been in like real business, no, not at all.
Yeah.
But this really is the first time when that question has came up in my mind, and I'm like, yeah, I can fucking give it up. And I'm not being weird about it. I'm not saying I'm not going to smoke ever again, but I just want to see. Give me 2 months. let me see.
Yeah.
And then, it's kind of funny too, because the first like 5 days I was counting like, all right, 59 days.
Dude,
58 days.
You're counting days of not being high. Like I'm counting days of like not eating a little Debbie at night.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm at 0. Glad you're not high, because I'm not. You're not high, and I ain't hungry, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I have that shit, dude.
Shit.
In my fucking macros, I'm like, all right, a little Debbie and a glass of milk.
Yep.
Is in my, I promise
That's
you, it's
funny.
in my
Build it
fucking
in.
calorie count. But then I drink that. I'm all nice and happy,
Yep,
right?
yep,
I'm good.
yep.
I allot for it, but no, man, I get what you mean.
But that lasted 5 days, and now I'm like, I literally don't even know where I'm at anymore, and I like it that way. You know, so I'm just like, I'm good. So we'll see how that goes. But that's kind of my big thing for the year, man. It's just kind of resetting, seeing where Eli's at, not high, and just reestablishing a better relationship with it.
Joe Rogan talks about that too, right? I know, like they do sober October, but just understanding, like, man, like if I'm consistently high every day for years, like, yes, we all know, like we's gonna be good for what. Again, you got to speak in first person. I can't speak for anyone, but I've heard it from you. I've heard it from others that, like, yeah, weed just helps me kind of zone in sometimes and get creative and this and that. I also think that anytime it's weed or anything else, that can enhance something, I think it's a tool that can kind of fill your tank, but not always needed.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? Like motivation, right? Like, yeah, man, I'll watch dude. I'll listen to some motivationals. Like, I'll come across something, and like I came across some Kobe Bryant stuff not too long ago, and that's kind of cool because now that he's retired, he's speaking a little bit more, and he's not like rah-rahing in the camera or anything, but he talks about a lot of stuff he did throughout his career, and it's interesting. It's motivational. And I might listen to that for like 1 or 2 mornings, like as I'm getting ready, but that kind of fills my tank. It sparks a couple of ideas or just kind of gets me going, but then I'm good. I don't need a regiment to where like every day I'm listening to an hour's worth of fucking motivation before I get going. Because before you know it, man, like my adrenal gland, right?
Like
for lack of a better term, it's like a fucking raisin.
Yep.
It's gassed, and now like what else do I need to like get that going, right? Like anything that becomes habitual, I think there's just plateau to it. You know what I mean? But that's not just marijuana. I can't speak for that, but
again, that's your fantasy football. It's the poker night with the guys. It's
the scheduled day off from the gym, dude.
Scheduled day off.
I stopped doing that a couple years ago. Like, where Mondays and Sunday or Wednesdays and Sundays, like I'm off.
Yeah.
But then your body starts building a program around that, and it starts expecting it. It knows it's there, and you plateau. So then I just started going, you know what, man? I'm gonna fucking work out until I can't take it. Sometimes that's 9 days. Sometimes, depending on what I'm doing with my workout, or if I catch a cold, sometimes it's only 3 days. But I constantly try to just give my body whatever, and if it can handle it, I'm going to give it. I'm going to push it, and I've had a lot more progression with that versus building in a routine. Substance, content can all be routine. If you're listening to us for the 5th day in a row, fucking shut me off. Click that shit. Come back in a week.
Leave us a review first, and then shut us off.
Yeah.
And then the other thing too with that is just that discipline muscle, man. Like just exercising that muscle, getting some reps in. Again, I'm disciplined in a ton of areas, minus that. So it's like, all right, Eli. So that's probably gonna be one of the hardest areas for you to be disciplined in. You need to work that muscle.
Is there anything that like being like having weed at night? Is there anything that it prevents you from doing?
Nothing noticeable. No. I don't let it. Right? That's the part where.
No, I mean in your own head, whether people notice it or not, because it all.
Nothing noticeable with me.
Okay.
Nothing outside of like.
So time with family, time with kid, like it's all good, right?
Yep. And that's one thing that I've been really good at, not letting it affect or impact. And again, just because I'm aware of it, and I'm so functionable on it.
Yeah,
I can function really well on
story,
it,
right? When you
which is the good and bad thing, right? Like there's nothing I wouldn't let myself do. If I had a business phone call to make, I'm doing the business phone call. I'm not letting it like impact me in any other ways.
Right.
However, there could be shit that I could have been doing that maybe I'm not aware of.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it could have been holding me up in ways that I just
or just letting your body have a reset.
Yeah.
And dude, there's got to be some confidence to just being naturally aspirated too. I'm just like, no, man, it's not weed, it's not anything else. It's just, hey, man,
I'd say the thing I liked least about it was wanting it. You know, like doing like going to the movie and thinking like, oh, I want to get high before the movie. Like, I just want to be able to go to the fucking movie, right? Like, there's something cool about that, right? And like,
Eli, I didn't sobriety.
I didn't, like I didn't like always thinking like, this would be way cooler if I was high, man.
Yeah,
you know, like I don't like that. I don't like wanting shit.
Yeah,
you know, so it's like I've and you know we're a few weeks into it now, but
how do you feel?
Fine.
Sorry.
Sleeping has been way harder.
Really?
I wake up all night. That's been noticeable.
Really?
Noticeably different. Yeah, I am dreaming a lot, which
What
is
are you dreaming about?
creepy shit. I had a weird
What?
I had a creepy dream the other day.
Did
yeah.
you? Is it?
Yeah.
Can we voice it or is it?
Not like demons and shit. It was weird shit. bro.
Really?
It was-
Oh, okay. It wasn't
yeah.
like you were married to someone else.
No, it was like
Don't do that.
not
shit.
a good dream.
Yeah. By the way, married men out there, you ever have a dream where like for some reason you're like married to someone else in your dream? Like, don't say that, because then your wife's gonna think that like you guys aren't together at some point, and you're married to someone else, and you just forecast that in your dreams, like you're fucking
So,
dead.
Sleeping's been hard, and there had been a couple times
Hold
where I
on.
woke
By
up.
the way,
yeah.
I have not had that dream. By the way, if Kate is listening to us right now,
Oh shit!
I've
You
not
haven't
a
had any other business partners in your dream, have you?
you and Kate. Wait, nope.
Oh shit!
Joe Rogan.
So that's been noticeably harder. And there have been a couple nights where
Have
I've
you done like melatonin or?
no, I actually need
tried?
to pick some up. Yeah, I do need to pick some up. I just told Megan that the other day.
Nice.
So I'll do that. But yeah, that's been the only like noticeably negative thing. But still, it's just been nice having control, man. And I like discipline, dude.
Yeah.
It's been, and that's one thing I definitely noticed. Coincidentally enough, when people say like discipline is like finite, like you only have so much of it, and when you make so many tough decisions, you decision making becomes harder. To me, it's the opposite. Anytime like bodybuilding, for example, when I had to be like, fuck, as disciplined as humanly possible, it's the cleanest my car has ever been. It's the cleanest my house has ever been.
Really?
I just get in discipline mode.
So
And,
I think that's a personality thing.
yeah, do you?
Here's why I think that.
Yep.
After being a cop for so long, and having like cop friends, and you're out making decisions for everyone else your entire day, and there's a lot of stress added to it. When you come home, like your girlfriend's like, "Oh, hey, like let's go out." Like, "All right, cool, yeah, let's go out." Like, "All right, where do you want to go?" I don't care.
Literally don't
The
care.
last thing you want to do is make a decision.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I mean? So I don't
Yep.
know, and I'm obviously I'm not a doctor, not that doctors know either. But I wonder if there's a difference between a chosen discipline like you're doing, and then
And then
cops
like a
that have to
decision.
go, because you're not making a decision for yourself. Cops are out making decisions for people, and then they just don't want to make a decision once they get home. You know what I mean? But but it's not like their cars are dirty.
But
or-
that's not necessarily discipline either.
no, it's
That's
not.
decision.
I think it's just the necessity of making decisions for everyone.
Yeah.
And the stressors that are attached to that versus like what you're doing, the voluntary discipline.
Yep.
Like,
Well,
toward
and
your
you have
lifestyle.
perspective there too, because you're like, hey, choosing a place to eat. I don't give after the shit I've dealt with. I don't give a fuck.
And it's not because you're mad. It's not because like you're taking the stress home. Like I remember, like when I was still a cop, like I wasn't mad at my girlfriend. I wasn't like, oh fuck, I don't want to choose shit. No, I was just like, nothing bothered me. Like I don't care what movie we see. I just don't want to come home and make decisions. I'm good.
No. Dude, I fucking feel you on that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you might feel that a little bit with our entrepreneurship.
Just do business. Yeah.
But that might be that might just be a different. I might be somehow speaking differently.
But I do notice like again, just doing cardio after every workout.
Dude,
That's
I
been
can't believe I signed up
That's
for
been
that with
easy
you.
after the weed thing, right? Like if just the discipline of like not getting high every day means I'm eating better kind of by default, which means if I'm starting to feel a craving, I'm just like, no, I'm good.
because you're sober.
And then that's a huge part of it for
Yeah.
real. I am down like 5 pounds since I
Fuck
just
you.
started doing that.
I don't,
for
dude.
real.
I've been doing my cardio every day.
Yeah, good man.
You and I made a deal
Yep,
like every day we
we
go to the
did.
gym, we do cardio. So I've been doing that. So
Yep.
that's helping me trim. You and I are doing a fun little trim thing to be done by April, and that's
Yeah.
cool. I
We're
like
gonna
doing that with you.
We're gonna do a little fitness video for you guys.
Allegedly,
We are.
as long as Hash,
We
as
are.
long as Hashim
Yeah.
is ready.
Yep. He'll
Yeah,
be
bro.
ready. He'll be shredded as always.
Fuck him. I
know, right?
Everyone's always like, "Oh, dude, I wish I could build muscle like you." I'm like, "Listen, bro, no, you don't." And then you know what I mean? Like, it's always funny how like guys that are shredded are like, "No, dude, it's not worth it. I wish I could be big." And then you're like, "No, you don't. You don't
Yeah.
wish that." No,
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you don't want that. Like, no, dude, I wish I could get big like you. And they say that with the context thinking that they could just get shredded like they are. And I'm like, no, you don't wish
Yep,
that, because
yep,
it's not, because I was shredded forever. And these last 4 years, 5 years, like it took me a while. And like now that I put on good weight, like it comes with body fat.
Yeah, it does.
And I'm like,
And then the bad part
fuck.
is like cutting it down. You can't just drop
can't-
it all because
you can't-
you'll lose everything you
muscle.
gained.
Yeah, you got to be incremental,
Yep.
and it sucks.
It's got to be
Listen to
slow.
me, it's shitty.
It's got to be slow.
It's shitty, but it's worth it, man. And I like doing it with you, so we're doing that. But yeah, man, it's interesting to hear about like your marijuana thing. I don't have anything like for me. My self reflection comes around like Memorial Day, Marine Corps birthday, because those are naturally those days for me, man. I'm just like, you know, hey, like, am I still being a good Marine? Hey, am I still paying my dues and just being a good guy with the opportunity I have to still be fucking breathing? So those naturally for me, I just gravitate to self reflection on those. New Year's, especially, you know, for the amount of time I've been out and tackling some business stuff, especially with you, like, you know, it's more business related for me than anything. But that's also where like a lot of my goals come from. Like I've been doing pretty good with myself, man, for a long time, but the business stuff is still somewhat newer. With these past couple of years for me, we're really hitting our stride and catching some momentum. So the goal setting and the challenging stuff that comes with business, I'm really enjoying.
Yeah.
But I also understand a lot of that's very momentum based. So there's going to be shit that happens halfway through a year, a quarter way through the year, 3/4, you know, through a year, and then you want to capitalize on that opportunity and carry that momentum. So ironically, our momentum is picking up right around the new year. That normally doesn't happen, but it's fun that it did, and I'm embracing it. And if it's cliche to have that, I know within myself, it's not just because it's New Year's. It's ironic that they landed at the same time. But with the integrity to myself, I know what we're doing with it.
Yeah,
So if you're out there doing that stuff, or if you're not, again, like if this is the first time, you're like, no, this year's the year. The other 5, I was a liar, you know? And like, you should be saying that to yourself in the mirror, not to anyone else. It should just be for you.
It's true.
And it's like, no, this is the year for some reason. And I know I've been saying it, but I wholeheartedly believe people might be looking at themselves a little harder because it's a decade, and everyone's like doing
man.
They're doing like their 10-year ago photo to now, and like, oh god,
fuck, yeah.
Yeah, so again, like by nature, I think a decade hits harder than just a year. Shit adds up. You're finally, oh my God, my fucking kids are 15. I look like shit. Fuck, right? Like maybe. But then again, the only person that matters to is just you having that serious conversation with yourself and then just approaching it. And here's the deal. If you're worried about people thinking that you're full of shit, time solves everything when it comes to that stuff. Just go do you and fucking crush. And then people were going to go, oh shit. They're legit. Like, man, they really crushed this year. They really turned it around. And they'll see that in time. Okay. Like they don't expect people to trust everything that you do. That shouldn't be your motivator anyway. But I do know, being human, we do care about what people think, especially people we respect. People that we respect, we don't want them to think we're full of shit. However, understand, don't sit there and run your mouth and try to convince anyone of what you're doing. Right. Just get out there, get after it, and do it. And you know, and they'll see it, man.
If people are thinking that you're full of shit, or if you're worried about that, they probably have a right to think you're full of shit. You've probably been drinking your own fucking Kool-Aid for the past few years, and you believe in your own bullshit, and everybody else sees right through it. So prove them wrong over time, but also stop believing your own fucking bullshit. Like the way, you know, people like, and we'll talk about this with goals. I'm going to go work out 7 days this week, or 7 day, every day I'm going to go work out. No, you're fucking not. Nor should you, right? But do you really think that? Do you really, really, really think that? People buy into way too. If everyone could just stop believing in their bullshit for their resolution,
or just stop thinking that your resolution has to be so drastic, right? Like, just the fact that you like. So let's use like the working out thing, right? Just the fact that you want to commit to working out is a great goal, because if you're consistent with that throughout a year, that's extraordinary, and you're gonna make extraordinary gains. You don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. and go 7 days a week. Like, you don't have to overhype something that's already hype. Like, because everyone that works out consistently, they know how hard it is to do it all year. So you don't need to like accentuate something that's already substantial. Just allow that goal to be there and just allow yourself to grow into it. Don't like overdo it. Like the person that like buys the Jeep and then they got to put fucking mutters on it, and then they got to cut the wheel wells out and put a lift on it, and then a roll cage, and they're like, dude, you drive to work. Were you like, right? Like, dude, I've never seen your Jeep dirty.
Right.
Weird. You know, like, you don't, but hey, Jeeps are just cool in itself, man. It's all good. You don't have to, what are you doing here? Who are you lying to? You know, like, Jeep lovers, I'm sorry. Like, some of you fucking piss me off. I get a good laugh. You don't piss me off. Some of you just make me laugh. Whatever. It's all good. Or here's the deal. Maybe if you just like it, hear me out. If you just like that Jeep for what it looks like and you don't want to take it off-roading, it's always going to stay clean, cool. Do me a favor. Don't do the mutter tire. At least get a 39-inch all terrain. So you're not
shit.
obnoxiously loud on the road and wasting fucking tire. Just get an all terrain. They still look awesome.
yeah.
They're gonna last you longer. You know, I don't know. Food for thought.
Or do your own thing and fuck us.
Yeah, fuck out. Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. Do your thing. But again, you know, just understand just the fact that you're going to commit to health and fitness. Like that's a substantial goal when you look at it. Don't, you know, and people that like overdo it, I feel like, hey, you haven't done this before. You don't realize that
that's
just,
what it is.
Just this piece by itself is fucking hard. Like,
Yep.
you know, like that's like people wanting to like go to the military. Like, I'm going to go to the Marine Corps and I'm going to be recon. Like, hey, listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. You haven't even gone to boot camp. There's going to be some things you do that are substantial, and just the infantry by itself might not be for you. Like, let's just, you know, let's fall back on what the Marine Corps is in itself. Like, fall back on why you want to get in shape in the first place, and just kind of look at that for what it is. And then again, allow yourself to grow into that, and just respect what it is. Don't overdo it, man.
Yeah,
and because then you're gonna end up quitting.
Well, and that's like jujitsu, man. Like my goal in jujitsu is to not stop.
For anyone that doesn't speak normal language, jujitsu, that's actually jits, bro.
Jits, yeah.
I've been hearing jits, bro, goddamn year. Don't change it to jujitsu now. Fucking jits, bro.
I started off, you made fun of it, then I started saying it sarcastically, and now I just regularly say it.
Some things never change, Eli.
That's why I started saying bro. I started saying it as a joke, and then it just became part of my vernacular. But my goal with jujitsu is just to not stop, right? I don't give a fuck how long it takes to get to whatever level. Training minimum 2 days a week. That's my non-negotiable. If I get 3 or 4, that's a bonus. But non-negotiable 2 days a week, and then just not stop. Right? That's my goal. I'm not doing this like, oh, I'm gonna become a black belt in this long. Yeah. No, you're focused on the wrong shit, and that's not the point anyway.
Well,
right?
But again, I think subconsciously people like have to overhype it and like sound like, not only am I gonna do jujitsu, but I'm gonna get my black. Like, all right, well, if it's a black belt that's worth a shit, you're like 9 years out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Listen, if you've never had a year resolution, like you want to do it, you're just going to jump right into a decade. Cool. Yeah. Like, listen, I'm not going to tell you no because I don't know you.
Yep.
But like, just think that through. And again, it's not to sandbag yourself. I think just, you know, again, just understanding what things are, understand how to make a goal. We're going to get into that this year as well, and just how to make goals and how to like, what's that goal look like? Like, hey, I want to dive into jiu-jitsu and learn how to defend myself, yada, yada, whatever it is. And just, hey, I'm just not going to quit. I want to go twice a week. Understanding, like, shit happens. Your baby, you know, your baby's sick. He's got to, like, yeah, some shit's going to make you miss jiu-jitsu. However, maybe you have a magnet on your fridge, and it shows all 12 months. And every day you go to jits, you fucking mark a box.
Yep.
And then you're just tracking. And maybe some weeks you go 4 times because you had time, and that makes up for something else. Who knows? But the point is, like, if it's like, hey, I just don't want to quit. I want to be consistent. I don't want to quit. I love that. I love it. But understand, track it.
Yep.
That way you can see where I slip.
That's right. That's where I get my 2, because I know no matter what's going on, I can get 2. And that's where it's like having that control measure in place.
Yep.
Cool. If I get more, great. But I'm not going to say I'm going to do 4 a week no matter what, because that could happen. That could not happen. I know I can get 2 in no matter what. That's it, right? That's my baseline. And that I can track. And I think that's important, guys, with anything. And that's where, like, just, again, the discipline muscle, like we talked about, for me, I've got little things in my life that are little reminders. 2 of them, for example, the newspaper that we still get, I don't know how, the newspaper in the driveway that I'm tempted twice a week or whenever the fuck it comes to, like, park my car and just walk in the garage, right? And leave it sitting there for a couple of days. But I see it when I'm pulling in, and that's a little reminder for me of, hey, this is your discipline muscle. Walk out and get it, because it's easy just to walk by it and get it tomorrow.
I want to, like, throw like 100 papers.
I get it. I'd pick them up too.
Like all the fucking ones I don't want in my house.
but that's a measure in place. And then like the trash can.
You're talking about the little things, man. Like you're talking
matter.
You're talking about, you know, like that retired Navy SEAL, like that fucking colonel or whatever that had that speech about making your bed, and like people lost their shit.
Exactly, though.
You know, and listen, that's great. And I'm glad it resonated with people, and he had a great speech. Sometimes, like, the mouth it's coming from just puts us in awe. You know, and you're like, listen to me. You don't need a fucking colonel to tell you to make your fucking bed, and how making your fucking bed applies to the rest of your life. Like, it's again, like, if you can't save $5, how are you gonna save $5,000? If you can't save $5,000, how are you saving 500? Like, it's not new. Sometimes we'd like, You just get captivated by a guy's speech and like, that's cool, but let's not make it rocket science. Let's not make it like this dude's Mother Teresa just coming out with some new
Jocko
world peace
getting
model.
up at 3:30.
Well, that's harder than making your bed.
Yeah,
Fuck,
yeah.
man.
Right.
If you gave me the option, like, yeah, dude, I'll make my fucking bed. You asked me to get up at 3:30 every day, I'm gonna make my bed with me in it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking tuck the sheet in and
Yeah.
stay asleep. But it just comes back to like, look, you got to understand the ideology and the incremental lessons you learn by just doing the little things and how
Yes.
the little things apply to the big things.
And whatever those are to you.
And by the way, don't romanticize that.
No.
It's that. Okay,
Yep.
listen, tie your fucking shoes.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
make your bed. Hey, wipe your ass.
Yep.
There's one.
Yep.
Usually most people do that. How about wipe your ass adequately? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like how, but don't over romanticize. Just understand, like that's its basic form.
It is.
Applying yourself with the basics, applying
Yes.
yourself with the little things adds up to your bigger things, man. It's all habitual.
And it really is just being aware. Be aware when you're catching yourself trying to take a shortcut. Be aware when you're letting good enough be enough, right? And it's the little things that lead into the big things, guys.
Excuses.
Yeah. Yeah. Excuses. Yeah. You fucking catch me on those little things all the time. And it's just one little word or something that I'll say. And you're like, and you do it with yourself too.
Well, usually that's when I check you. So
Yeah.
just so everybody's clear, when Eli says, "Hey, you catch me that all the time." When I catch Eli with that, it's not him giving himself an excuse. It's him giving me an excuse. And then I go, "Hey, no." That's what I do.
Yep,
I go, like that. And I shut, like, dude, no, I got it. It's okay. I'm all good. I should have done this. Done. And again, I don't over romanticize it. Or when people are like, man, like I'm definitely not giving myself an excuse, but I just think that these conditions do apply. Okay, you used the word condition instead of excuse. You're not a fucking genius. You're not outsmarting anyone. You might be you might be tricking your fucking self. I don't fucking know. But listen to me. You don't call them conditions and no, dude. Definitely don't want to give myself any excuses, man. But just like,
But here's an excuse.
but circumstances like this, they're just so unpredictable. It's hard to keep like, shut the fuck up. Like, don't like, listen to me. Don't do that. Keep it basic.
Yep.
If you're not going to give yourself an excuse, don't. They're not circumstances. They're not. No, listen to me. Stop it. Okay. So sometimes, like, if Eli gives me that every once in a while, he doesn't even realize he's doing it. I go, hey, dude, all good. I'm just going to own that right there. All good.
Yep.
Leave it be.
Yep.
And again, make it that clear and concise, right? Like, some things do need to be black and white, man. I know there's gray and a lot of shit that we do, yada, yada, whatever it may be. But listen to me. Some things need to be very simplistic, need to be very black and white, need to be, there's a line.
Yep.
Hey, is something on you? Yeah. Hear that pause?
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
It's on you.
Yep.
Fix it, right? Like,
Yep.
hey, be better next time. Yep, man, because, like, just those circumstances are just so different. But, yeah, dude, I definitely think that, like, just being better. Like, shut up. Stop it. Shut up. Listen to me. That on you? It's on me. Get better next time. Yep. And then in your head, not to everyone else, in your head go, okay, how can I get better? Not what's circumstantial, that, no. Don't even say it to yourself. As a matter of fact, more dangerous than saying shit to other people is saying things in your own head, and that's something that I've had to get better at. I had a good lesson, what is it, a week or two ago? I had a good lesson with just talking and things being taken out of context and it just not going well, and it didn't go well. And it was like, you know what, man? That's a bummer, and I feel like a douchebag. However, needed. Getting too lax.
But you're self-aware. And
You're
not
fucking
making
yappy
excuses for
yappy.
shit.
You're getting too lax. You're talking too much. Things are, and if you weren't doing that, none of that would have happened. So guess what? You can't control, once you put something out there, you can't control what happens with it, where it goes, who takes it, how they take it, if it hurts someone's feelings, if it pisses someone off, if it comes off like it's out of line. Hey, that started with your mouth. It doesn't matter why you said it, how you said it. If you didn't mean what you said, but you meant something different, or you were playing around, none of that matters. What matters is your mouth opened. And it went somewhere that and it ends up causing something. Hey, fix it.
Yep.
That's it. And it was a good little eye opener for me, man.
Yep.
And it was a great timing as well, because ironically, right, like, oh shit, it's also a new decade.
Yep.
Hey, maybe shut your mouth sometimes.
And
yeah, cool.
And that's the part,
and I needed that.
It's usually not even the incident that's the big deal. The big deal is noticing it and making a change.
Or it'll just become problematic.
Yes, that's where shit gets fucked up, is when you have an incident, but you're not noticing things about yourself and you're not making changes, right?
100%.
If you can nail down self-awareness and then making adjustments, it's okay if you fuck up because you're gonna notice it and you're gonna make little changes, right?
Yeah.
And it's gonna make you a better person.
And if you're strong enough to have these conversations with people, like, you know, I'm a talker. So like when that happened, and I was like, dude, I feel like a douchebag, right? And I'm talking to Eli about it. But then I told him my lesson learned from it. But then I actually applied and I learned from it. You know, if you're not quite there, or if talking to a close friend or something like doesn't necessarily work for you, like that's okay. You don't necessarily have to do that. But you know, Eli and I should, imagine Eli and I are the voice in your head. You know what I mean? Like what I'm trying, I'm saying that wrong. What I'm trying to get at is the conversation Eli and I are having here today is similar to what I would like people to have in their own head with themselves.
Yes. Right.
This is all just like, look, if New Year's motivates you, have at it. If it doesn't, don't. But don't shit on anyone because you're assuming that they can't make a goal. And if you're so goal-oriented and so driven and focused, why are you putting energy out there that's toxic? If you're so locked on, why are you talking shit about people?
Yep.
I've never met
Yep.
hyper-successful people in my life, especially in business, that are running their mouth talking shit about people to me. Never heard it. They don't have time for it. They're focused on what they're doing. And most of our friends have context knowing that, like, yeah, man, somebody could be fucking up for 10 years. And maybe they did give up on their resolution and look like some cliche for 10 years, and now they're going to be different. Who are you to say? Who are you to say? It's really not your place, so why would you put any energy to it in the first place? Yeah. And again, man, like, it's like people that are hiding out in the open. These people, oh, I'm locked on. I'm locked on year round. You shouldn't need a new year to have a goal. Dude. Hey, bro, what's your goal? Oh, you're an entrepreneur? Show me your P&L.
Yeah.
But you're hiding out in the open. You're like calling out the masses per se, looking like you're locked on. Like, dude, that's a huge sign of insecurity, man. And again, even toward like playing devil's advocate or you know, being on their side. Okay, maybe the people you're talking about, maybe they are that. But who's to say this year they're not going to be different? Are you going to encourage them? No? Okay, and it's not necessarily your job to encourage them, but why are you putting out energy to shit on someone?
Yeah. Why how do you even have time to think about these people?
Well, if you got time to go on social media, throw something out positive. Because maybe one person is going to be different this year, and they read your post, and maybe they appreciate it. Versus you're just talking trash. And the other one that bothers me?
I got one. It might be the same one.
Let me give this one. You tell me if it's the same one. The other one that bothers me are like people that like make jokes of New Year's resolutions, like, 2 days in the new year. Oh, yeah. I already had peanut butter. Dude.
Yep.
Hey.
2021 would be my year.
Hey, you're a lender. If you can't stick to a goal for more than 2 days, I'm not using you in business. Right? Like, I might be weird, but when I see people, not just lenders, just in business.
Yeah.
If you're making fun of how you can't stick to something for more than 48 hours, why do you expect me to ever take you serious in business? And maybe you're being funny, maybe you're not. I don't fucking know. But that's the third one. You got, is the people that they don't want to look like the D-bag calling everybody out because they know they're not hitting their own goals. So they just make a joke. Like, those people, like everything's just a joke.
Yep.
There's like that one. And I'm like, dude,
and
I feel like everyone is doing that. I feel like you have people making resolutions and throwing it out there for other people. Then you have people talking shit about people making resolutions and they're saying all that stuff for a certain audience to get a reaction and get like approval from other like-minded people. And then you got the people making the jokes and not taking anything serious for all the jokesters out there. And like all three of those categories, everyone is doing that for the sake of like other people's thoughts, like, and just echo chambers. Like they just want the comments of like, yeah, bro, keep it 100. Shut up. Seriously, man. True, like, dude. Just, hey, look, man, do you? And if 1 year it's for you. Like maybe this year it wasn't your feel, and you're going through some shit. I get it, man. Get through it. If this year it was because it's a change of a decade as well. Hey, man, have at it and just do. But the people that are projecting things. And I don't want to say for sure. It's my impression that they're literally choosing one of those paths and like they're throwing it out there to just get the people in common to like root them on. Like, dude, that's insecure as fuck.
Yeah.
I question that.
It is.
I question that.
It's the same as the one that gets me the most are the people that have maybe they've been working out for like 2 years. Enough to like see a little bit of a bicep or something.
And they're like extreme vetted, right?
Oh, get ready for the gym to be packed for the next 30 days.
Like, hey, asshole.
I'm like, you've been in this game for 2 years. Shut the fuck up.
But hold on. See, and that's, dude, I like it. I like when the gym gets packed in January. Yeah. Look, out of everyone that goes, you're right. Maybe 5 people stay. 3. Cool, good for them, man. Like
Yep.
some people are gonna go.
And
make
that was
a
you
change.
one day.
Yeah, at
That was
some
you.
point. And well, no, I started in April. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was you.
Because you're the same person that's gonna make fun of New Year's resolutions. Like, listen, at some point, you went to the gym. You were fat. Now you're not fat.
Yep.
Like, don't be too cool for school. Don't
Yep.
forget where you come from. Understand everyone has a start. And again, even for the people that like, yeah, you're right, man. Maybe someone had, and I've been saying it this entire podcast. You're right. Maybe somebody's been full of shit forever, but this is their year where they've just had so much pain. Like, they're not going to be full of shit this
Yeah.
time. Who the
Yeah.
fuck are you to decide that?
Yeah.
Maybe like, right? Like, why are you in their lane and you're trying to forecast that? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
versus just maybe not, man. Maybe just let them do their thing. And
Yeah.
if there's going to be any ounce of energy you give toward it, just be a positive dude and just have a positive influence on anything you can and have no expectation. And if they don't take it and they are full of shit this year, all good, man. You just
Yeah.
don't have to put as much energy into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So,
the people that are like trying to get fans on social media to like make fun of people, like, I'm just like, dude.
yeah,
it
that's
out.
silly. For as much shit as you and I talk and as opinionated as we are, we still try and preface things by, hey, this is our lens. This is what's working for us. We understand everyone's different and fuck, I mean, different things work for different people, right?
We keep it pretty
We get
lighthearted.
that.
We
We do.
talk some trash here and there. The only time I'm seriously talking trash is when people are inadequate.
Yeah. Or putting other people down or making fun of
Yeah,
other people.
man.
Or,
And it's
or
not like I
being
don't have some
blatant
fun.
about
and-
that.
yeah, but you're just not going to get me doing that on scale. And again, man, like I think after you've been through enough in life, you know, or like man, I don't want to say any names. People that are like fit. You and I have friends, mutual friends that are like fit,
Yep.
and they've done well in you know with fitness. They're shredded year round. They're in good shape, but the rest of their life is in shambles.
There's a lot of people like that.
But like their business, their personal lives, their personal relationships. But because it's like New Year's and they've got abs, they get to like run their fucking mouth about
Yep.
being locked on. And
being
like,
a lion.
You should, yeah. Oh, if you're like, you should just. It's kind of like that guy. Like hey, if it's worth it, you should just be that year round. Like, listen, man. You get to speak about fitness right now because a lot of fitness goals kind of derive around January, but you're hiding behind your fitness per se. When like, dude, the rest of your life is a fucking nightmare. You being dedicated to fitness is one aspect. Okay, like one.
Well, and
you know?
hey, man, it's different when you get to work at 9:00 and you're done at 3 and you don't have any kids and you're fucking single and you have your $1,100 a month apartment. Yeah, hey, getting abs is a little bit different when
And
those
you've
are your
been there.
circumstances.
Yeah, you've been there. You've
yeah,
been
dude.
there, man.
Yeah.
But I think as you and I start getting older and maturing and having family, it's like, you know, like being a cop opened my eyes to certain things. Like you just start becoming like, you don't give people excuses. You just you just a little bit more, when you've walked in people's shoes, you're no longer like just sympathetic. Like as humans, right? Like if someone like tripped in our undisclosed location and broke their ankle right now, I could sympathize. Like, oh man, I bet that hurts.
Yep.
Sorry, man.
Yep.
If I've ever tripped and busted my ankle and I've felt it, I'm now like empathetic. Correct? Am I saying that correctly?
Yep. Yeah.
I'm now
sympathy.
empathetic.
Sympathy. You're feeling sorry for somebody. Empathy. You are putting yourselves in their shoes and you're able to feel what they're feeling.
But your ability to do that, I feel, is like based off of your experiences. Like if you've gone through that, like you know, like if a friend's kiddo gets sick. If you have kids and your kid's ever been sick and it scared you, oh man, you feel it in your gut.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I think the same thing as you just grow and you get wise, you get a little bit more understanding. It's not to give people excuses and you'll get it to next year. You just understand that goals in life and just conquering and just crushing life overall. Like some things just come in phases, man, and some people have off years or off moments and things happen. And you just have a little bit more understanding as far as like how circumstances affect people.
Yeah, and just things are different. Like I know some.
Not to cut you off,
you're
the
good,
more you understand that, the more likely you are to, if you do open your mouth, you try to give some words of encouragement.
You do, yeah.
Not calling someone out in a toxic way.
Well,
And
dude.
don't get me wrong, calling people out can be positive sometimes. So fucking throw that argument off the table. I already know what people are saying right there. Like sometimes people, you're right. But I'm talking about just overall, man. Like sometimes, especially if you're not in someone's life on a regular, and you're not there, and they're not seeking your mentorship, or you're not there to constantly be around them, and ass chewing or checking someone, like there's just more that comes with that, and the timing has to be right, and they've got to respect you in a certain way to receive something like that. So if you're not around someone all the time, or it's someone from the gym that you know is full of shit, but maybe they're different this year, again, the more empathetic you can be as you grow through your own life, the more times if you're opening your mouth, it tends to be words of encouragement and just kindness.
It is. And like, dude, I know some beautiful people that fucking crush business, that crush fatherhood or motherhood, that have never seen an ab a day in their life, right?
And it's
But,
and,
like,
man, so this is where it's like, yeah, what is fitness, right? This is
Yeah.
where it's like, is ab because of like social media and Instagram? Are abs like the benchmark now? Like, no, man. Like, you know, if you're getting your blood work done and you're healthy and you're taking care of yourself and you're managing your weight,
You're happy. Your kids
Yeah.
love you.
Yeah.
Your wife or husband loves you. You know, like there's, again, it's just perspective and it's meeting different people. And I think that's one of the biggest things with getting older and meeting other successful people that are just successful in other areas, you know, that I haven't just had a lot of time in.
Yeah.
You start seeing, you're like, oh, wow, like some of the things that I thought were really important in the past, those don't mean shit. And guess what? Like, things that I have that I think are really important, other people don't give a fuck about. Like, there's some people that, yeah, they just don't care. They literally no desire to have a bicep vein, no desire to like have a developed pec minor, like no fucking desire, but they're crushing other
Hey,
areas.
listen, bro, just for the record, no part about my pec is minor. I'm just going to say that.
He's just all pec major. That's it. Just everywhere. Just pec major.
No,
everywhere.
man, I'm being funny, but I know what you mean. Like, you know what's interesting, man? This is where I think like a lot of guys' vanity and insecurities are starting to pop out because it's because of like social media, I think. Men are starting to go through the pressure that women have felt forever. Women have felt the pressure from magazines and runway shoots and Victoria's Secret and whatever it is to like have a certain body.
Yep.
Well, ever since like social media has been around and like you've had a lot of like fitness dudes putting their abs at scale,
Everywhere.
men are now held to a higher standard. Like it or not.
Yep.
I know we joke about dad bods and like, oh, men have always been able to like have a certain, you know, they've always been excused from being in shape, but women are like true. But these last, handful of years since things have been at scale, you've got a lot of shreds out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of trend involved, a lot of steroids involved. Guys are openly talking about it. But the fact of the matter is it's out there and it's at scale. And now, again, it's only been these last handful of years, you know, but men are now being pressured to, because that's starting to kind of become the expectation, you know, and it's like, oh, shit, and we're starting to feel what women have felt for a long time. And again, but this is why you just have to be true to yourself and who you are. And I do think that, you know, taking care of yourself and being healthy, whether you show an ab or not, that doesn't interest me as far as your personal wants, but I just think overall taking care of yourself, because we talk about being a dad, being a husband, being a dad, and being there for your kids. Well, you should try your best to live as long as you can.
Yep. Agreed.
Right. So just overall, just putting good food in your body and being healthy, but putting some junk in your body, having some pizza, having some ice cream. Like, listen, being happy. And sometimes being happy is having some tasty food, man, and just keeping stress off of you as best as you can. I think stress can be the number one killer. You know, but again, this all has to kind of like resonate and be true to you and how you choose to approach life. But yeah, man, men are getting fucking weird about it because men are not as good at carrying like their insecurities around as women. Like, women have shouldered a lot for a long time.
Hence calf implants and ab implants and pec implants.
Bro,
that shit wasn't around. That shit wasn't around 10 years ago.
If that's not a telltale sign of like how there's expectation on men now, and by the way, I don't feel bad for men. I'm not giving men an out. I'm just saying, like, now we kind of have a little bit of a taste of like what women have been, and women have kind of had it twofold, because women are very judgmental of each other. Yeah, men are definitely, even though men kind of check men out, you know, like, dude, shredded, but we also don't give a fuck. Yeah, women toward women are super judgmental. Yeah, they are. Women try to show off to other women. Like, they go to a dance or out or whatever they're doing. Like,
even the mall.
Women are very judgmental, and men have also put a standard on women. So women are kind of getting a twofold. Men, we're not. But we're kind of feeling that pressure. But again, like, just being true to who you are. And yeah, man, take care of yourself and be healthy, but find a way to like reflect on that decade. You know, whether it's now or a year from now. Just find a way to, like, you know, in your own way, get your shit together, you know, tighten the bolts, make some production, either scale because you've got some momentum and you're doing great, or, you know, maybe you haven't been doing so great and this is this is my year. I don't have a choice. This is do or die. I got to get my fucking life together. Hey, you know what? Good for you, man. And it's cliche, and maybe you're doing it ironically at the most cliche time. Who gives a fuck, man? Like, don't matter. If it really is like do or die and like this is the time to get your fucking life together, like, don't let as right as they could be about you for the last 10 years, don't allow them to influence you and allow you to quit on yourself. Like, if it's cliche and it's New Year, hey, man, if it's time, it's time. Focus on that, get after it, man, and just you know, instead of worrying about proving everyone wrong, prove yourself right.
Yep.
You owe that to yourself.
Yep.
And I think that's what's most important. And when we tend to look inside and reflect and have conversations with ourselves and what actually makes ourselves happy, things unfold. And when we're focusing on outward pressure and what other people are saying, or saying things to get a certain reaction from other people so they can say something back to me and think my fucking jokes are funny, look, that's not exactly right either. All right, just focus within yourself and allow that to flourish.
That's good, bro.
You're
That's
good,
good. That's good. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. If you have a moment of weakness, if you need a little inspiration, if you need someone to talk to, hit up Will Grimes.
I thought you can get my cell phone number. You know what I feel like every time you're talking and you forget to move the camera?
What?
As you're talking, but the screen's on me, I want to like look like one of those old Asian movies. You know, like,
Hey, you
come here right now.
Shit.
I will kill you.
Oh, shit. If you
I
guys,
should just start doing that every time you talk and you don't move the camera. I should just.
that's really good. Like Gojira.
I don't have a name for it, Eli. Who the fuck is that?
Godzilla.
Gojira. Yeah. Oh, you were saying it out.
Yeah.
Golly,
Gojira.
You're
Miss
a
you, fat.
monster.
Love you, dude.
Oh, dude.
But
Right
yeah,
on.
go to willgrimes.com if you need a little inspiration or motivation. He's there waiting for you.
Yeah, man. Or get in the mirror, have a conversation with yourself, and just get after it, and don't over romanticize it.
Yeah,
If you need to be accountable to yourself, do so. And if you got fitness goals or business goals, don't over accentuate something that's already hard to accomplish in the first place. Just let it be with what it is,
Yep.
and just get after it.
Yep. If you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube and you haven't checked out our podcast on iTunes or Google Play or Spotify, definitely go there for the audio version. Vice versa, if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts and you haven't seen us stream our beautiful faces, go check us out on Facebook at Day One $0 or YouTube, Day One $0.
Right on.
That's it, guys. All right, thanks for
Later, guys.
listening. We'll see you next week.
Happy Friday.
Peace.
Out.